All right, let's talk J.J. McCarthy, who had a volatile game in this one. He has become one of the most, you don't know what you're going to get, life is like a box of chocolates quarterback in the league, it feels like, because he's done a lot, good and bad, and in this game he did good and bad. Let's start off with a good play. This is going to be a one-on-one matchup that's going to eventually go towards the outside here, getting away from the safety over the middle of the field. It's Jalen Naylor running the route. So McCarthy's going to take the snap, has a clean pocket, looks down the field, and there is a window here for Naylor. Really well-ran route by him to get open here against Marlon Humphrey. Not an easy guy to get open typically, but, Naylor's making the play work. We know he has speed, so very good with these deep shots. Watches McCarthy, though, puts it right on the money. I mean, that's exactly what you want to see if you're a Vikings fan. And also, Naylor not going down easy on top of it. So, couple of really good plays there by those two guys to be able to link up and pick up the big game. We definitely saw those real positives from McCarthy. And I think going over here, you saw him run the offense pretty effectively on a lot of these plays. So like this one is a 2nd down and 4, going to be a zone coverage concept, and it's Justin Jefferson running to get into a gap in coverage, and we know he is more than capable of succeeding in these situations. Watch as when McCarthy runs this play action, he's going to look over, and Jefferson runs a route effectively. Ball is coming out at the right time, and as you see, well accurate, good catch to make that grab by Jefferson right before getting hit. So, he does his job, and they're able to convert. So plenty of that stuff for the Vikings. And early on, you're thinking, hey, things are great. Vikings go up 10-3. McCarthy's looking sharp. Like, okay, here we go. The Vikings who beat the Lions last week. Everyone's talking about the Ravens and them trying to rack up wins together and get back into it. Well, here the Vikings can do it. But then we saw the rookiness of J.J. McCarthy, even though he's a second-year player, come out. So this one, you see at this point, he's over 10 yards per attempt. It would not stay that way. Although he did have a career high in yards this week of 248. But you see it's Justin Jefferson running a deep shot. McCarthy's going to take the snap on 3rd and 6, and he does look elsewhere, but with pressure off the edge, he ultimately looks up the middle and says, like, hey, there is kind of a one-on-one matchup here with Jefferson, and honestly, he's right. Like, if he can get this one over there is a way you can make this a one-on-one matchup. The issue is there's a safety you have to pay attention to, and I almost wonder if McCarthy this is one of those situations where in college, when a safety starts going towards the offense's left, then their offense's right is wide open. But in the NFL, like, the safety can get back over there. Because watch how the safety, comes in and makes the interception. And it looks ugly from that perspective. But I wonder if McCarthy just didn't think the safety was going to be able to get over there. Again, one of the main things quarterbacks will tell you that surprises them when they enter the league is just how athletic the defensive backs are in the NFL. It's just a different level of competition compared to college. They can do things that you have to change how you play. You legitimately have to play kind of a different sport there, and because of that, this ends up being a pick. So that helps the Ravens get rolling. There's also this play, which was weird. So 3rd down and 1, you see how much Baltimore is selling out to stop the run. Because it's 3rd and 1, right? Makes sense. But for the Vikings, they're thinking, hey, if we don't convert here, well, we'll probably go for it anyway. Why not take a shot? Justin Jefferson's going to go one-on-one down the field, and there's only Marlon Humphrey who can cover him. Again, Marlon Humphrey, good corner, really good corner, but it's Justin Jefferson one-on-one. Let's take the shot. Well, J.J. McCarthy's going to run to play action. He says, yep, that's what we're going to do. Throw it down the field, and Jefferson loses his footing. Marlon Humphrey does not. Gets the interception there. So that one's kind of hard to blame McCarthy on. To be honest, I didn't think Jefferson had as dominant of a game as we're used to seeing from him. He still made plays, but I think that was part of the issue for McCarthy here. Like this play, and I want to be clear, I'm not necessarily saying that Jefferson was bad. I think maybe the Ravens just did a good job at making things tough on him. This is the zone coverage play, 4th down and 3. At this point, it feels like it's the game, although the Vikings would actually rebound even after this play. But you see Justin Jefferson running to kind of try and get into a gap in coverage towards the sideline. Usually these are better when it's a different coverage. But McCarthy takes the snap, and this play just really isn't open. It's 4th and 3, so you got to throw it somewhere for McCarthy, so you kind of get it. But Wiggins is the cornerback. Nate Wiggins is in position, and watch how. It's not. Makes a little bit of contact. I think you could have maybe even argued he made contact without playing the football there, but but ultimately the refs deem it to not be a catchable ball, I guess. So it is incomplete and no flags down, or they just said it wasn't enough contact for a flag. But nonetheless, just wasn't really open there. And again, McCarthy has to make the play. It's 4th down. You got to try something, but it's a play that did not work. Let's go over to this sequence, because this was interesting for the Vikings and for McCarthy. So first, it is a 2nd down and 10, and again, you see they get a quick stop, they get the ball back, so you're down 14, but with 5 minutes left, if you can punch the ball into the end zone right here, score a touchdown, well, now you only need 1 touchdown, get a stop, you have another chance right here. Well, 2nd down and 10, JJ McCarthy takes a high snap, which there were a couple of those in this game, throws this one a little bit behind his intended target. It's Addison on Roquan Smith, a linebacker, but again, Roquan Smith, he runs like a defensive back, so if McCarthy's surprised at how athletic safeties are, I'm sure he's surprised by how athletic Roquan Smith is. Appears to have the interception. It gets overturned and ruled an incomplete pass instead, but very well could have been an interception. On the 3rd down play, McCarthy had an open receiver, ends up airmailing this one. So again, you're thinking, okay, now it's 4th down. Like, this is not ideal from JJ McCarthy. Like, what's going to happen here? The Ravens are showing pressure on this 4th down and 10. And not just that, but when JJ McCarthy takes the snap, there is pressure through onto the right side, and he's not getting rid of the ball quickly. Oh no, this is not a good situation. Except watch him get around the tackle of Marlon Humphrey. He gets free and then throws it down the field, and it's a bobbling catch, but it is a catch by Jalen Nailor. They're able to convert on that play. So ultimately, this is JJ McCarthy, right? He's not going to play perfect football every single snap. He just isn't. That's not what you can expect from him. But he is going to make plays, and you're just kind of trying to figure out, okay, how exactly is this going to work? How many is he going to, make enough plays to make the bad work? And in this game, it's debatable, because you had a little bit later on, this is another 4th down with the game on the line. 4th down in goal. If you can't convert here, the game's basically over at this point, because the Ravens can run the ball 3 times. You'll have to burn all your timeouts, and then unless you can hit an onside kick, you're probably just losing this football game. You see, it's going to be man coverage across the board, and McCarthy's going to look in Jalen Nailor's direction, and why not? Guy's been having a good game, honestly, been the best receiver, it feels like, in this game, so let's target him, see if we can make this play work. And you're going to see McCarthy runs this play really well, throws a really nice throw, and it's a nice catch as well. Also didn't think Nate Wiggins did a great job at finishing on that play, but ultimately, you get the touchdown. They did actually get the ball back, but there just wasn't enough time left to, with no timeouts, to get down the field and convert on that one. But listen, I think I can kind of I feel like the Vikings offense reminds me a bit of what we've seen from the Giants offense this season. It's a better offense, but just in terms of the Giants had Russell Wilson, and it didn't look great, and now they put Jackson Dart in, and it still doesn't look great, but it looks better, and even if it's kind of more volatile now because Dart's a rookie, I think I see similar things with JJ McCarthy in this Vikings offense, and it's weird because Wentz was also very volatile, but I feel like McCarthy's volatile in a different way. But nonetheless, there's a lot of good here with McCarthy. There really is. He just has to cut out these mistakes. Those slight missed throws are becoming an issue right now, and putting the ball in harm's way, even if one of those I didn't really think was his fault. Can't turn the ball over and win too many football games, especially when you're playing against a guy on the other side of the field who has won multiple MVPs. Kind of got to be better than that. But they stay competitive, and again, we'll see. At 4-5, do they have a chance? Feels like it's kind of a must-win game next week against Chicago. They still play the Packers twice, and the Seahawks, and the Lions again, although they have beaten the Lions before. So we'll see, but yeah, feels like a must-win. And again, even if you don't make the playoffs, if J.J. McCarthy plays well, if you're able to get more playing time for him, that's at least a big step in the right direction, in my opinion. So that's what I think. What do you think? Let me know in the comments below. Always love hearing from ya. And of course, as always, thanks for watching.